like Devon in a major 7 heaven.
Dave, thanks for coming in, and I must say thanks for going to a bit of trouble. Don't think it hasn't gone unnoticed this evening. Can I ask about, I noticed in a couple of recent interviews to plug this very fine record, The Soft and Sexy Sound, as seen on the image here, that you've talked about pheromonic communication or communicating by smell.
Yeah.
How's it going? What sort of discoveries have you made? Is Blue Stratos the one?
Pheromones is what they advertise for men to attract women.
Yes, that's correct.
It's a scent that they get from the vulva of sows.
Right, right. Keep going.
What's it smell like, Dave? What does it smell like and does it work?
I guess you'd have to ask the kind of lucky guys you see in chemists when they get the foot cream, the pimple cream and the breath freshener all at once, and they get the scent of the sow at the same time.
Yes.
But I go to the $2 shop and I get jewellery and I get a perfume there to pour on bills and that checks that I have to send people. I like to have a nice smelling money that I send to people. Works for me. It makes me feel good.
And that's the main thing. Now, look, can I ask about dress sense? Obviously, you know, the trivial questions concern, you know, where do you find them, how do you get them? But I'm just wondering if there's an etiquette here. You know, obviously Suzanne in the advertising say this goes with this, goes with this. Are there any rules? And do people pick? You know, they say that grey jacket, Dave, and the maroon suit. Well, you know, I couldn't get away with it. I don't think it works. I'd rather see myself in a black and white and a tie. You know, do people, especially late at night in your line of work, they stab you at the bar with the finger in the chest and say, Dave, the jumpsuit, you know. Or they leave you alone?
Well, I'm more of the Ian Turpie school of show business, where I just like to appear like solid and complete, and never retire to the bar and revert to a gaseous state and disappear and fall in a heap of puddle at the floor.
Yeah. But people don't pick.
No,
that's very good.
Dave, you're interested in Buffalo Bill Cody. I sort of like Buffalo Bill Cody as well. He was one of those odd blokes that created theatre in a way in the Wild West and gave us our impression of what the Wild West is today. So he would go out and shoot a few people and then take the idea back and put it on stage. This is how he used to shoot people. And he used to bring people in that he'd winged every now and again and say, yeah, you know, Buffalo Bill shot me as well, you know, that sort of stuff. Why are you so interested in Buffalo Bill? What is it about Buffalo Bill Cody that you like?
Well, I guess show business was more primitive back then, so it would take him months to shoot somebody, then come back and put it on the stage and shoot an actor or something.
Yes.
Nowadays, a guy like Sylvester Stallone can just put it all on film at the instant it happens. But I like primitive show business. And Cody was a great bullshitter. That's why I liked him. Yeah,
but, well, I don't know. See, the difference with that Sly actually doesn't go out and do the things that he thinks that he does on celluloid. He'd probably like to be able to, and probably does in his imagination, but mercifully he doesn't sort of do it in reality. Buffalo Bill did.
It was primitive,
It was primitive? Yes. And how do you relate this to your own work? Do you have a bit of primitivism in your own work?
Yeah, well, I really like music and performing live because it's all just, it's there and it's gone. It's really quick and it's kind of, it is primitive and ephemeral and it's kind of cheap and really kind of, I don't know, rich at the same time. You know?
Right. So you inverse Buffalo Bill. Bill Cody was, you know, very real and very slow. You like performing because it's very quick and so it's nothing like Buffalo Bill. Well, that's good. No,
he was on a horse too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Now, I understand with the new record, you'd like to push it in the direction of AM radio. Now, I find this fascinating, given that AM radio now is largely, well, talkback, races, and certainly people of what you'd call doubtful persuasion bleating on ad nauseam. I mean, I'd love to see Lawsy get onto a couple of these tracks and really play the pants off them for you, but I just don't see it happening.
I guess I should listen to the radio more, but I thought it was people playing nice music all the time, and you do the dishes to it.
Oh, gold. Gold.
Yeah.
Oh, you never.
Oh, there are a couple of gold stations. Do you like Mark Holden, for example?
I do like Mark Holden, yeah.
Which is your favourite Mark Holden? I'm Never Gonna Fall in Love Again, or...?
I like the latter part of his career where he's a hard-ass singer-songwriter and he writes songs for David Hasselhoff.
Is that right? Is that where he's gone?
That's right. Yeah.
For Knight Rider, for Baywatch.
Performing artists show a great weakness to the world that, you know, they need some sort of love or something, but Mark is past that now. He's behind the scenes.
Well, I'm really glad he's kicked on because I often wake up in a cold sweat at night thinking, what's happened to Mark Holden?
He's left. You feel weaker because he's not there.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I ask, with your AM radio, why you didn't go with titles that included Nazis, death, sex, and cats? Now, I notice you got the sex in there, but I think you should have had cats and certainly Nazis there because these are your big themes. These are your big mass marketing ideas. And I'm just wondering if these did cross your mind, that somehow to include these ideas, because then AM could latch onto it and know where you were coming from, man, if I could be so bold.
I should have been hip to the jive, the street talk. I should have stayed in those late night bars. Yeah.
Can I ask, change the subject dramatically, about Mount Gambier? Now, Mount Gambier seems to have three main claims to fame. The lakes, of course, the
Blue Lake.
The blue, the green and the brown, my favourite. Then it's got a bit of
Leg of Mutton Lake.
The Leg of Mutton Lake, I've forgotten that one, yes. And there's a bit of Adam Lindsay Gordon there, Bob Helpman and yourself.
Max Harris.
Max Harris is a Mount Gambier.
Max Harris,
yes. Are we forgetting anybody?
The Ern Malley man.
That's right. Man. Yes, and doesn't have, for want of a better term, Mount Gambier sound, in terms of the local bands and the artists who have never left and are still there and so on?
I don't know. No. I really don't know.
And Adam Lindsay Gordon, I mean, how bloody good was that leap onto the Blue Lake?
No, he just jumped over a fence.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's a big deal.
Flop like that.
Yeah, so what's the big deal with it?
It's a joke, yeah.
It's a joke, yeah, all right.
And just before we move on, the songwriting, there's a terrific song about Jim Morrison on the new record.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how you see Jim Morrison. Would you relate to him very much as a latter-day William Cody?
Well, Jim was pretty good because he kept a lot withdrawn from the world. He's a bit like Elvis, He has this power beyond his death because he was so glamorous when he was alive, but he held back a lot from the world, and that's what people want from him.
And you believe the current tribute tours to Jim Morrison,
Australian Doors show.
Yes, are demeaning all of this.
Oh no, I kind of find that they grasp a lot of his power and they play to sell-out shows all over the world, and that's kind of more interesting than some alternative rock band bleating on about how somebody stepped on their foot, So I think, I was thinking if Jim came back from the dead, where would he hide? Where was the greatest anonymity for him? It would be as lead singer of the Australian Doors show.
The Australian Doors show. That'd be a great move for him. Yeah.
Everybody would leave him alone.
Now, as you know, Dave, no one goes away from Club Buggery empty-handed, and Roy...
Yes, look, I've got something here. This was sent to me, which I'm quite happy to pass on to you, Dave, because I know you'll wear it with style. It's an Orange Sims Rugby League football Guernsey. It's 100% polyester. It feels terrific, and it's great sponsorship, Ian Parker Motors.
Yeah.